Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the part 2 of the Bai Murabha. In part 1, we have defined what is Bai Murabha and what are the basic conditions for the Bai Murabha. Along with these, we also studied the salient features of the Bai Murabha. Today, we will study the various models of the Bai Murabha. There are basically three models of the Bai Murabha. Model number one, very simple model when there are only two agents involved in the Murahaba contract, a buyer and the seller. And Murahaba model 2 where there are three agents in the Murahaba contract with the two Murahaba contract, the bank, the vendor, mean the seller and the buyer. And the third one, that is the more complicated type of muraba and very practical type of muraba where also three agents involved with two muraba agreements. Here we see that model 1 of the muraba agreement, a two party relationship, bank and customer. Here bank is supplier, mean seller, and the customer is buyer. Number 2, model 2, three parties relationship, bank, the mediator, vendor, the supplier of good, and customer, the buyer of the good. Bank is the financer of the Muraba agreement. And model 3, a three party relationship where bank, vendor, and customer involved, but it is a much complicated Murabaha model. We will study the basic two model. For simplicity, we will start from the model 1. Here in model 1, here are only two Murahaba agents. One is the seller and the other is the buyer. The simplest possible model emerges when the transaction involves only two parties, bank and customer. Here bank is the supplier and customer is the buyer. The bank is also vendor, mean that bank is the financer of the Murahaba contract as well as the vendor, the supplier. And the bank is also a vendor and sell the asset to its customer on deferred payment. Uh, The bank is vendor as well as the financer because he transfer the ownership of that good sold to the buyer at spot and will receive the price and profit after some time with already agreed time and uh, agreed amount. From Sharia perspective, it is an ideal model and its profit are fully justified because bank assumes all risk as vendor and trader. We can illustrate this model with a graph we see here. Here we see there are two partners of the Marahba contract, the customer who is the buyer, the bank and vendor. The bank is also the financer of the Marahba agreement and it is also act as a vendor, as a supplier of the commodity. Number one, we see here the first event in the Marahba. The customer give request to the bank, identify the commodity, identify the commodity specification, identify the cost of the commodity and the profit margin, and place a demand for the commodity on deferred prices to the bank. Bank in turn supply the good of a same specification to the customer in event number 2 and supply the commodity at spot and will receive the money, the total cost plus profit after some time, which is agreed upon in the agreement of the murahba contract. The payment may be in installment or maybe lump sum. In installment mean the buyer will pay monthly installment to the bank, right? Lump sum mean that he will agree that he will pay the amount, due amount after 1 year or in the month of December on the 1st December, and he will pay in lump sum. He may opt for both. Some amount can be paid in lump sum and other can be paid in the installment. Look at here, we have different phases of the model 1. Phase 1, the customer approaches bank, the vendor, and identify the asset and collect the relevant information including cost of the production of the good and profit margin of the vendor. Phase 2, bank sell asset to the customer, transfer risk and ownership to the customer at certain mudarba price. The price is all settled at in the spot time, right? And customer, phase 3, customer pays murahaba price in lump sum or in installment on agreed date. This was a murahaba model 1. Now we study the Murahaba model 2 because a bank cannot serve as a vendor in all cases because it doesn't produces any goods and services. It only serve as a financer in the Mudarba agreement. In most cases, Murahaba transaction involve a third party, the vendor, because bank is not expected to engage in the sales of variety of produced products required for the variety of the customer. The bank directly deal with the vendor and purchases the asset, right? Bank sell the purchased asset to the customer on cost plus profit basis. There are two distinct sales contract at different point of times. First between the bank and the vendor, and the second between the bank and the customer. There are six phases of the model 2 of the Murahaba. Phase 1, the customer identify the commodity and approaches the vendor to or supplier of the asset and collect all relevant information regarding the cost of the production, margin of the profit, specification of the commodities, etc. Phase 2, in phase 2 of the model 2 of the Murahaba, customer approaches the bank for Murahaba financing and promises to buy the asset. In phase 3, the bank makes payment to the vendor directly, right? In phase 4, vendor deliver the asset and transfer the ownership of the asset to the bank. Phase 5, bank sells the asset to customer on cost plus profit basis and transfer the ownership of the commodity in the spot time. Phase 6, the customer pays Murahaba price in lump sum or in installment on agreed dates. This is the uh, six different phases of the model 2 of the Murahaba. We can see the graphical presentation of the model 2 of the Murahaba where the customer, there are three partners of the Murahaba, the customer, the bank and the vendor. The three agents, the customer initiate the process of the Murahaba and contact the vendor, identify the commodity that he needed and acquire information regarding the cost of the production, the profit margin and the specification of the commodity. Again, the customer also contact, look at the step 2 between the bank and the customer. The customer also contact the bank for financing. He required the financing for the Murahaba contact. Uh, the bank also do a murahaba agreement with the vendor. The vendor supply the good to the bank In step 4 and step 5, bank make payment to the vendor. In step 5, the bank provide the commodity to the customer, and in step 6 the customer pays back the total amount in lump sum or in installment on the agreed date. This was the model 2 of the Murahaba contract. We have studied two types of the Murahaba. Now we study where we can use Murahaba. The Murahaba can also be used in the foreign trade. Usually, the Murahaba in the foreign trade can be used to import goods and services from the foreign countries. It is called import Murahaba, where bank facilitate the importer for opening an LC and financing the imports, and the importer later on paid the money to the bank on the agreed date in lump sum or in the installment. Again, the murahaba can be in the export murahaba, where bank finances the production of the exporter, and exporter export his goods and services to the other country through bank, and then the exporter, after receiving the money from the uh, export goods and services, pay back the bank money. The Murahaba in export can be pre-shipment, mean that only for the production purpose, or the post-shipment, or can be only um, for the export purpose only. So Murahaba contract not only used in the domestic production and exchange of goods and services, but also it is used to finance the import and export activities of the economy. Now we discuss some practical issues in Murabha contract. There are some serious practical issues in the Murabha contract. These issues are: number one, securities in Murabha. Of course, the financer in the Murabha is the bank who finance the Murabha agreement. So bank can ask the buyer for security for any pledge. The institution, that is the bank, may ask the customer to furnish a security to its satisfaction for prompt payment of the deferred mudarba price. Because why the institution or the bank required the pledge or security? Because banks transfer the ownership of the commodity to the buyer, and buyer pays the money after some time, which is agreed. So bank needs some security. It is also possible that the sold asset itself is given to the seller as a security. Of course, the sold good serve as security of the bank anytime if the buyer unable to pay the installment or the lump sum amount, the bank can take the equipment or the commodity as a mortgage. It is preferable not to take interest bearing instrument as security. Mean bank must avoid to take securities that interest bearing bonds or securities or promissory notes which are based on the interest. Discount on acquisition of asset. Discount for supplier, if any, would be passed on the customer at the time of murahaba sales by reducing the cost of the sales. If seller provide any discount to the buyer, the bank should pass on that discount to the final user of the commodity. Rise in the price of the asset. If there is a rise in the price and the amount escalates for which financing is availed, then the transaction can only be executed if the bank has been informed and the bank subsequently accepted the same. Means that if the production cost is escalated, right? There is any change in the cost of the production, the vendor must inform to the bank, and bank accordingly made adjustment and must inform to the buyer of that commodity. The institution reserve the right to reject the purchase if made other than agreed price, mean that the financier, that is the bank, can reduce can refuse the murahaba agreement if any condition is violated. Change of asset, right? During the murahaba, is there is a possibility of changing the good or commodity or asset. Change of asset in the agency agreement can be done with mutual consent. Yes, the commodity or the good can be changed but with the mutual consent. If agency agreement is for specific asset, then a new agreement is required for the change of asset. Delay in supply from the supplier. Delay in the supply from the supplier in case where specific time was allowed lead to the revocation of agency agreement. In such cases, the customer will refund the cost of the good. Of course, mean that if there is any delay in the supply of commodity, the buyer or the financier will be refunded the cost of the good. Rollover in Marahaba. Rollover is not allowed in the Marahaba. Mean that once the Marahaba agreement is executed and inked, then it cannot be rolled over because the good has been already supplied, right? And the rollover is not possible. Rollover in Marahaba transaction would imply that the payment of the earlier Marahaba price by executing new Marahaba. Mean that a rollover cannot be possible, but in the cost of that old Marahaba, you can execute a new Marahaba. This was the basics of the Marahaba. Our next lecture will be on by Muajjal till Allah Hafiz.